Hi everybody, Natasha Wilkinson, Independent Scentsy Consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. We are in the last few days of February already. I can't believe February is almost over and it has gone so quick. So with February being almost over, I thought we would empty out my empties, go through what I have been using and enjoying so we can begin fresh for March on Monday. Now, it's not overflowing, but there is still a fair bit to go through here, mostly wax. There are only a couple of non-wax items. So, firstly, I went through the Jammy Time Scent Soft. There was only a little bit, probably about that much left in this one when I opened up the laundry liquid and the wash whiffs of Jammy Time. I like to use Jammy Time for our bedding and our towels. It is a sweet lavender, has sweet pea and freesia in it as well. So it's a sweet lavender, slightly floral. Smells absolutely amazing. It is a scent I absolutely love. And I, as I said, use this particular laundry system fragrance on our towels and bedding. Normally you would find that your laundry products last about the same time, but I have the tiniest bit left in this when I opened the other two. But if I were to open this at the same time as my laundry liquid and my large washer whiffs, I would find, if used in the correct dose, that they would use up at the same time. I, however, do usually use up my washer whiffs a lot faster because I am more heavy-handed with the washer whiffs, and I also use the washer whiffs in my mop bucket. So, but if you do use our laundry system at the same time, you will find that usually they will use up about the same time. The other non-wax product I am going to talk about, I used up my cotton cleaner. I do need to place another order for these. I have numerous warmers around the household, so these are easy for me to use when I am changing out my wax. If you have not tried them, they're great for big warmers. Little warmers, I prefer to use just your normal cotton balls because they are quite a large cleanup and don't quite fit in those mini warmers. And the only other non-wax product I have used up, besides oils, which we will go through a bit later, but the only other non-wax product I have used up, I popped in my Scentsy Go Eskimo Kiss pods. These are currently in our clearance section. They were from last season. I did stock up as they were going to be a retired scent for this season. But for those of you who don't know, our clearance section has just been updated, and the pods in this particular fragrance are in there. This is a gorgeous, fresh, pot puree, perfumey type scent. It has caramelized brown sugar in it, like a blackberry jam, I think. But when you smell it, it's fresh. Reminds me, very reminiscent to me, of going to places like the botanical gardens, and when you go into their little shop and you're selecting from their little bags of pot puree or their buckets where you spooned into the bag of what you want. That's what this reminds me of. A sweet, fresh bathroom, fancy bathroom pot puree type scent. It is delicious. Okay, so let's start talking about our wax products, shall we? So The first thing I am going to talk about is Be Fabulous. This is now available in our catalogue. It was originally a scent of the month for last April, and until it came back in the catalogue, I was getting 2 of these at a time in my Scentsy Club. Now, I am not a citrus fan. This is from the citrus family, but I fell in love with this scent. There are 2 citrus scents, and I think I actually warmed the other one in here too, that totally changed my mind about the citrus family, and 2 citrus scents that I will always keep around in my Scentsy Club if they are not available, and this is one of them. It is Limoncello Grapefruit Sugared Musk. It is vibrant. You do get that citrusy note, but it is a sweet citrusy note, and that is what I like about it. I like the fact that it's sweet, vibrant, slightly citrusy, but to me more fruity, and you get that effervescent fizz to it too. It is so summery, and it is the perfect summer scent. You will probably find as I get closer to the cooler months, I won't be warming these type of scents more. I will be transitioning more to my cooler months. But when I want to reset my house, when I want something bright, tropical, fruity, summery, this is the perfect scent. It comes in strong, and it does slightly linger. Now, I will be doing a video later on what I call my fizzy family effervescent scents. This will be in it, along with the Monsters Inc. scent, and along with another one I decided to warm at the same time as this, and that was Alice in Wonderland. Now, the reason I will be doing this video soon is because there has been so much comparison between Be Fabulous, We're All Mad Here, and Monsters Inc. And I love all 3 of them. The Alice in Wonderland one is in my Scentsy Club, the Monsters Inc. one is in my Scentsy Club, and this one is now available in the catalogue. So I think I need to do a video just to explain what I feel the differences are. I would put them in the same family as fruity, effervescent, fizzy, fun type scents. So they all come in the same family, but I do have differences when I smell them, and I do see the differences. So I will go into more detail in a video on that later. But I had Be Fabulous warming throughout my open concept area of the lounge room, 1 whole bar, and then what I did was, coming off my lounge room, I have the kitchen and the laundry. So I warmed 1 whole bar of All Mad here because of its similarities and its differences. This is sweeter than Be Fabulous. You have the sweeter berry fruits in this, but the berry fruits still give it the tartness that you get from the citrus in Be Fabulous. This has strawberry, raspberry, can't remember what other berries it had in it, but it's again fizzy, effervescent-y. So you get that sparkly, bright, fruity fizz. It's just sweeter. And this was the bar that started my Scentsy Club. This was released just not long after I started as a consultant in February last year, towards the end of February, maybe the beginning of March. And I did not want to live without the Alice in Wonderland scent. So I had been, prior to then, thinking, was Scentsy Club really worth it? Yes, Scentsy Club is worth it. This I put 1 bar in, which still remains to this day, a year later, in my Scentsy Club, coming once every 3 months, so I could always get it. So come, I think towards the end of March, beginning of April, they retired Alice in Wonderland, no longer available. I could still get it. The only thing I kicked myself for doing was putting only 1 bar in, because after it retired, that choice of how many bars you wanted locked off. But at that stage, I did not have the Scentsy Club. I was still umming and ahhing whether I thought Scentsy Club was for me or not. I decided to trial it with a scent I really liked. If I were to go back today, I would probably put 2 or 3 bars in, coming maybe bi-monthly or in a shorter frequency. But I do enjoy it when I get the 1 bar once every 3 months, and as long as it's not available to purchase, it will always be in my Scentsy Club. So let's speak about what I used up in my boys' room. As you can see, they were quite juicy scents, but I used up one of their light side and dark side of the force. The light side of the force is a fresh, slightly salty, aquatic smell, but the saltiness isn't overpowering. I can't do really salty smells. Salty seas, for instance, I can't even do that mixing. Do not like it. But this has a sweet freshness, slightly salty. And then the dark side of the force is a little bit deeper. It's got lavender, it's got bergamot, a little bit darker. I like to combine these 2 scents. The light side brings out a sweetness, and the deepness just brings out like a softness to the scent when combined. It is a really nice, pretty, perfumey scent combined. So I will clean up these little bars because my son is collecting the labels for him, so he can have these labels, as we did get all 4 collector labels of the dark side of the force before I took it out of my Scentsy Club. He so far has been only getting this one in Scentsy Club. Hopefully eventually we'll get some more labels for him to collect, because he has collected all dark side labels. Okay, so what's warming now in my Scentsy Club is vanilla mint. Oh, so not in my Scentsy Club. It's not in my Scentsy Club. What's warming now in my warmers is vanilla mint. Now, when I first started warming mint scents, I'm like, do I really want a mint scent in the house? I don't want my house smelling like toothpaste. And a lot of these mint scents on cold reminded me of toothpaste. But I started to warm a few mint scents. Arctic Kiss, I absolutely love on cold. I absolutely love. It's in my Scentsy Club on warm. Silver Bells is another one I really love to warm in the minty scents. And I think it's because it has the fruity, sweet note added to it. So it really freshens up the house. It really resets the house and gives the house a fresh new take. And I really enjoyed it. I even really enjoyed from our Scents of the Season collection, Perfect Peppermint. And I really enjoyed Marshmallow Mint and Marshmallow Mint Cocoa with those sweet bakery notes. So when they had the sweet notes to it, I really enjoyed the fresh take on them, and I started to really love minty scents in the household. Smelling the tester of this, I really loved it. But warming this in a full bar and warming it, there is a very toothpastey smell about this. Not much of the vanilla comes through. So it is in our clearance section at the moment, as it's a retired scent and has now been popped into our clearance section. But it would not be a repurchase for me. I just enjoyed the other minty scents far more. I will say though about the minty scents, they come in strong, they refresh the house, they smell good, but they don't tend to linger in my warmers, and they fizz out quite as quick as they come in. But for a scent, if I want it for a day just to refresh my house up and get that fresh, vibrant smell, mint scents are good. But anything after a day, they tend to fizz out in my house. You may have different performance in your house, different warmers, different areas of the house, different layouts of houses tend to perform different with different scents. But for me, in my house, mint scents are great for a quick freshen up, a quick day of I just want a minty fresh vibe. They are great. After that, they just fizz out. But that's not to say I'm not going to keep buying minty scents, because I do enjoy them, and I will enjoy them for the day that they last, and then I will switch it over to the scents that I want to bombard the house with, and when I need that reset again, I will go back to a minty scent, just not vanilla mint. So we are going to talk about another minty scent I really enjoy. That is Arctic Kiss. So this is in my Scentsy Club, and this will stay in my Scentsy Club for as long as it is not available to purchase on our website. If only here in Australia we could get bricks, I would be buying bricks by the bundle in Arctic Kiss. Arctic Kiss and Strawberry Rose are my two have or die scents. If I were to just choose between two scents, they would be Strawberry Rose and Arctic Kiss. Arctic Kiss is fresh. It is sweet. It is crisp. Just that tiny little note of a sweet vanilla or fruitiness about it, because it does have melon in one of the notes, but it just adds a sweetness and to the freshness. It's not overpowering, and the mint is just enough to make it slightly crisp. It is a beautiful perfumey scent, and one that I will always keep in my Scentsy Club. So next we're going to talk about a mixture I did in the lounge room, open concept area. And that was a mixture of Pina Colada Cha-Cha and Cocoa Lime. As I said, this was my other citrus scent that changed the world for me and changed my perception of citrus scents. Cocoa Lime is that bright, zesty, fresh lime with the sweetness of coconut. Pina Colada Cha-Cha is just as it sounds. Pineapples, coconut, and it does say it has white rum in the description, but it smells just like the drink. So what I did with this mixture was I popped them in alternating warmers. The reason I popped them in alternating warmers was I wanted the combo of scents. I wanted that tropical, summery, vibrant feel, but Cocoa Lime is quite a strong scent. It can overpower other scents if you don't balance it out properly when you're using other scents. I like to mix Cocoa Lime with hibiscus water too, which is also a milder scent. So what I did in the warmers, I did 1 cube in the smaller warmers of Cocoa Lime, and in the bigger warmers I did 2 to 3 cubes of Pina Colada Cha-Cha, because I didn't want Cocoa Lime to overtake the scent of the Pina Colada Cha-Cha. I wanted to be able to smell both of them, and that was enough to get that even mix in the air of this mixture, and it was just the most beautiful, tropical, fruity, islandy, summery scent you could imagine. I will go into my oils soon and talk about what oils I combined with this just to enhance that tropical island vibe, but that mixture was amazing. This is a scent that's now retired. It is in my Scentsy Club. This was a Bring Back My Bar scent. If you do type, it's not showing on our website, but if you do type it in, it will come up and you still will be able to purchase it. You just can't add it to Scentsy Club anymore. Both of these scents are in my Scentsy Club and they will remain in my Scentsy Club. This will remain for this mixture and it will remain for the hibiscus water mixture. On itself, it is quite nice and pretty too, but I do love to mix cocoa lime with islandy, fruity, tropical scents just to get that summery experience. Okay, so Peppermint Dreams was another peppermint scent I decided to try out. It's no longer available. It was an older Bring Back My Bar, which I purchased towards the changeover of the season. And it is chocolate and peppermint, very much like a peppermint patty. So if you want a rich chocolate scent with your peppermint, this was a really nice one. I think I preferred Marshmallow Mint Cocoa a little bit more. This was a lot more heavier, a lot more darker than Marshmallow Mint Cocoa. Marshmallow Mint Cocoa was more like a hot chocolate with the mint. This was more like a chocolate cake with the mint. It was nice. If it were to come back, would I purchase another one? Quite possibly. Not my favourite peppermint chocolate scent, but it was enjoyable. Again, as I said, being a minty scent, came in strong. The mint went quite quickly from it, and then you were left with that chocolate cakey note, which probably lasted into the second day. But again, not a long-lasting scent. The next one we are going to talk about was one that I worn in my bedroom. Love Story. It is a dark chocolate and jasmine note. So you get the sweetness of the floral and the richness and softness of the dark chocolate. It is a very romantic, soft bedroom scent. I have 2 of these that come every 3 months in my Scentsy Club because I love this so much. So this is one that I do get multiples of in my Scentsy Club. Another one I get multiples of my Scentsy Club, recently retired, Pacific Sandalwood. My son and I both love this scent, which is why I need it in multiples. Otherwise, we would be fighting over the bar. And to be honest with you, I could quite easily go through the 2 that I do have in my Scentsy Club on my own. It is sandalwood and a vanilla, but that vanilla is sweet, it is soft, and to me it gives an almost caramelly vibe about it. So if you're looking for something soft, sweet and romantic and warm, Pacific Sandalwood is the perfect scent. Unfortunately, it is recently retired, which is why I have it in my Scentsy Club, so I can still get bars at a time, as I fell in love with it when it got released at the beginning of last season, although it was a returning scent. But as I said, I only signed up last February, so it was my first experience of Pacific Sandalwood last season, and it is another all-time favourite. Okay, now we're into some of our new release bars that I did not get around to warming in the first part of February. I warmed 3 of the new release bars, at the end of February. I do believe I only have one more to try out, apart from Disney ones, which I have not yet purchased. So, Oh Snapdragon. Let's talk about Oh Snapdragon. It has blood orange in it. It has Snapdragon in it. Let me just grab the brochure. And it also has in it, I just grabbed the new brochure so I can tell you about it. Pink pineapple. So, exotic blood orange, sparkling pink pineapple punctuated by fierce snapdragon. This is light. And when I say light, you can hardly smell it. Warming, I did smell it a little bit more. It has a sweet fruitiness. You don't get the citrus from the blood orange. It's not as citrusy as I would have imagined it. But that snapdragon and that pineapple gives it a sweetness. It would be quite a pretty scent if it was stronger. I just found it such a light performer. Even smelling the clamshell, I can only get a tad bit of that sweetness. Would I purchase another one? I do want to get one more. I want this in the open concept areas, so I am going to get one more and try it in some of my smaller closed concept areas to see if it performs better. But it doesn't perform in an open concept area. It is quite light smelling. Where would I rate it in my choices of the new scents? Well, as I said, Vanilla Waves for me was my first preference, and today it still remains my first preference. My second preference to date still remains Coastal Sunset. They are the two that I would put in my Scentsy Club at the end of the season if they were to retire. They are the two that I will repurchase over and use again. So, I had as my last preference Sun-Soaked Petals. That still remains today as my last preference from the other spectrum. So, first, second, and last have not changed. My third preference was, I believe, Mad Melon, followed by Hawaiian Hulula. What has changed is I would probably put Oh Snapdragon as equal with Hawaiian Hulula. If it performs better in the bedroom or smaller concept area, it would probably go in front of Hawaiian Hulula. So it is sitting at about 4th or 5th out of the 10 new releases. Okay, so let's talk about another new release I warmed. Make a Splash. That was Dewy Melon, Fresh Green Apple into Refreshing Turquoise Waters. On cold, this just smells like a soapy aquatic scent. Was not impressed on cold. When it warmed, however, that melon really came out. You could smell a honeydew melon, and you could smell the sweetness of the apple. It was a stronger performer than what I thought it would be on cold. It filled the house. It was beautiful. It bumped its way up to 3rd place in my preferences of these 10 new scents. And I would definitely purchase it again. Scentsy Club worthy? Not quite sure on that concept yet. Might be just a stock up one for me, not a Scentsy Club worthiness one. But it is coming in 3rd of the 10 new releases. So my preferences now sit at Vanilla Waves, Coastal Concept, Make a Splash, Mad Melon, Oh Snapdragon, Hawaiian Halula, Tangerine Creamsicle, and Sun-Soaked Petals. We still have to place green tea and jasmine and coral water somewhere in there. Green tea and jasmine I did warm. Green tea and jasmine is delicate jasmine and sweet pea strike a tranquil balance with freshly brewed green tea. This was one I was looking forward to. You get the sweetness of the sweet pea and the jasmine. I didn't really get a strong tea note about it, but again, it wasn't the strongest performer for me. But it was quite pretty, and I would sit that at an equalness with Mad Vanillin. Yes, I would buy it again, I would enjoy it, but unfortunately, where I would have, based on the description, popped this in my Scentsy Club, I'd note that I wouldn't consider it Scentsy Club worthy. It's a pretty summery scent. So, we have Vanilla Waves as my first preference, Coastal Sunset as my second preference, Make a Splash as my third preference. Equal fourth would be Green Tea Jasmine, Mad for Melon, and Oh Snapdragon. Then followed by Hawaiian Halula, Tangerine Creamsicle, and Sun-Soaked Petals. Now, I still have to warm coral waters to see where I would place that. But based on our 10 new fragrances, that was be how I would now rate after warming them my enjoyment of the new releases, I guess you could say. And the last little bit of wax I did warm was from a whiff box we received. I think it was in December. We got 4 different scent samples where they were nameless. They just said sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, sample 4. They were completely white, although this one started to yellow, which is why I broke into this. And the idea of it was for us to smell them, us to describe what we thought they smelled like, what we thought the colour should be, what we thought they should be named. They are scents that Scentsy are playing with to decide whether to put them into the next catalogue or not, new scents. So this one was sample number 3. On cold, I smelled a banana soapy smell. I could definitely smell banana in it, but I also smelled like this soapy feel about it. When it warmed, there was like a freshness with it. The banana kind of muted towards the background, and I got like this fresh, fruity, slightly aquatic smell. So slightly fruity, slightly fresh. It was quite pretty. I still think it has banana in it, but it was more fresh, fruity vibrancy came out on warming with this one. It was very pretty scent. I would be quite happy to purchase this if they did bring that one out into our catalogue. So, let's talk about the oils I have been diffusing. Well, this is my dead oil. I completely used up the cucumber and white tea from our Good Vibes holiday collection last year. It is a refreshing cucumber summery type smell, completely gone. So the other oils I have been so we saw in my last warmings I completely used up my everything peppermint from my holiday collection, and I really miss not having it because I loved to warm it with my peppermint scents when I'm refreshing. So I did try and search for something that was kind of complementary. Unfortunately, since you don't have any other peppermint scents here in Australia, so I did pick up from some other companies. I picked up a Christmas collection from a company called Eco, which had candy cane in it, and it smells just like a candy cane. So I use that, and from doTERRA just a plain peppermint oil. I won't go into too much detail about them. They are my kind of replacements for the Everything Peppermint from the holiday collection, because I could not find a void to fill that with Scentsy. If Scentsy, you are listening, we need a peppermint oil in our catalogue, because they just smell so amazing when you warm in the peppermint scents. Okay, so one of my children wasn't feeling too well. I am going to put a disclaimer here before I continue. Our oils aren't for homeopathic remedies. They will not fix any ailments. They're not to rub in your skin. They are for fragrance only. But in our household, we attribute certain scents to certain things. It's a mind over matter thing for us in our household. It's, as I said, fragrance only with our oils. But in the diffuser, when my son wasn't feeling too crash out with a bit of a runny nose, a bit of a sore throat, I did pop in eucalyptus, lavender and mint just to help him breathe, because when he smells eucalyptus, he feels, as I said, for him, a mind over matter thing a little bit better. The same as when I warm lavendery type scents. It just sets the mood for relaxation, even though they are for fragrance only, not a homeopathic thing. So I'm just putting that out there. This isn't a homeopathic oil. It's not going to fix any ailments. It is scent only. But in our household, mind over matter works a lot too. So eucalyptus, lavender and mint was one we put in our warmers just to help my son when he wasn't feeling too well. It just helped him calm down. It helped him relax. It helped him feel as if he could breathe better, even though it probably wasn't what was doing the job. But to him, that's what he believed it was doing. So, in our lounge room, when I did my mixture of cocoa lime and pina colada cha-cha, this is a retired scent. I was diffusing pineapple, coconut and lime. Now, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous summery scent. It is just that, pineapple, coconut, with a little bit of sweet lime zest, and it mixed so well with that combination that I was doing in the lounge room. This and watermelon red berries are the perfect summer scents. While it is still hot here in Mount Isa, you'll probably see me using a lot of those two oils. Although this one is almost gone, I've used half of it. So it wouldn't surprise me before our hot weather ends here if I use up our last retired oil of pineapple, coconut, lime. They're just the perfect summer scents, those two scents, and perfect for the hot weather. While I mentioned watermelon and red berries, I was also diffusing that in our hot weather. This is a returning scent that came back this season, and it is, as you would expect, sweet, juicy watermelon, very sweet, very juicy, and you get the sweetness from the berries as well. And again, a beautiful, beautiful scent to diffuse in summer. In my bedroom, when I was doing Pacific Sandalwood, was diffusing rosewood and vanilla. This is a very comforting, warm, slightly woodsy, but with a touch of sweetness to it, oil. And it is the perfect oil for a bedroom, comforting and warm. I'm yours from our Valentine's Day collection. I do believe This was the one with peach in it, yes. So this was fuzzy peach, vanilla-y type smell, a sweet, fruity, peachy scent. So I diffused that in our diffusers, and with some of our fresh scents, I chose to diffuse one of our new scents, Seaside Lily. So this has a slight salty sea note in it, and then a little bit of a sweetness from the lily. So it is a very fresh smelling type scent. So they were the oils I were diffusing. That's what I got through the last 2 weeks of February. So I have now cleared out my empties box, ready for us to begin in March, and I look forward to showing you after the first 2 weeks of March what the first half of March will look like in the Wilkinson household. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to sharing more videos with you. Hopefully my February Scentsy Club will come soon and we can do an unboxing of that. I also have ordered a fair few items from our clearance update, so I will look forward to doing a clearance haul with you also, and I do have another general haul coming also. So they have not yet arrived, but look forward to seeing you soon and sharing a few hauls with you and a Scentsy Club unboxing with you. Until then, stay safe. Bye for now.